Hey y'all, it's me again, Valerie, and welcome back to my yarn room. Yay! Okay, before we get started, I would like to invite anybody who has not already to hit that word subscribe. When you do, give the videos a thumbs up, share them if you can, and leave me a comment. Okay, before we get started, again, I would like to apologize for my lighting. It's a very sunny day, and my lighting is kind of shaded in spots and sunny in others. I'm working on better lighting. I'm sorry. Okay, what do y'all think about this pattern? It's not complete. I have not finished the square. Because, see, I've got these big ends sticking up. This is a solid granny square done in Jacob's ladder. Would y'all like to learn how to do this? It is actually very easy once you get started. Getting started is tricky. But once you get going, very simple. Alright, we're going to move this one to the side. And we're going to, if I can find the end of my yarn. Wrong end. I'm working on it. There we go. We're going to start with just a light color. You can start with a dark if you want, but I prefer starting with a light. Okay, just putting a slip knot on my hook. And just like a traditional granny square, I'm going to chain 4. And we'll go into the bump on the back of the very first one I did. And I like to open it up there before I do my slip stitch. That way I know where my stitches are going. Alright, I'm going to chain 3. Alright, now I'm going to yarn over and go back down into the circle. And I'm going to do a double crochet. Alright, now this is where you start your pattern. So, after I do that second, because that chain 3 counts as a double. After I do that second double, I'm going to chain 10. And yes, you heard me right. I chained 10. Okay, now I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to hold this because otherwise it's going to flip on me. And I'm going to go back down in this circle. No, I just messed up. I'm not going to yarn over. Okay, before I do anything else, I'm going to take my hook, and I'm going to slide it through right there. Those two. From the top of that second double. And I'm going to do a slip stitch. So, what I'm doing there is a chain 10 picot. Okay? Alright, now I'm going to go back down in here. And put a double crochet. Okay, so that's the first granny cluster part right there. And then at the top, you're here, you got a chain 10. Okay, now we're going to do a corner. And if you don't want to do the corners, you can put these Jacob's ladders just on the ends. Or you can put them just on the corners. Or you can put them on both. But I'm going to show you how to do both. Okay, from right here, we're starting a corner with a Jacob's ladder. So, you chain 11, because the first chain is part of your chain 2 right here. And then you do the chain 10 for the Jacob's ladder part. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now you need that chain 1 right there. So you're not going to go right here at the top of that double. And you're not going to go in that first chain space. You're going to go into the second chain space that you made. And do a slip stitch. Because again, you're going to do a chain 10 picot. So you need that chain right there. Okay, then you want to chain one more time. Okay, then we're going to start another chain or double crochet granny cluster. So you go right here in this circle and you do a double crochet. Okay, then you're going to go back in it and you're going to do one more double crochet. Okay, so here's your corner. So on that second double, yep, you need to chain 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we got to make it a picot. So we're going to go right there. Draw up a loop and do a slip stitch, and I popped right out of my yarn. It's okay. Okay, now you want to put another double crochet, and I'm working over my tail in that ring we made. Okay, now here's the trick. If you can't tell that that is a corner, you can always put a stitch marker in it right here so that you can tell which ones is the corner and which ones is not. But personally, I don't, because I know there's 3 right there. There's a big space right there. That's a corner. And then there's 3 right here. Okay, now we're at a corner again. So we're going to chain 11. Okay, now we got a slip stitch. So we're not going right here where we've been going on the sides. We're not going in that first one. We're going to go in that second chain space. And then we want to chain 1 because we need a chain space here and a chain space here in order to do the next row. Okay, so our corner's made. We just need to start on another set of a granny cluster. That's what I like to call them. Alright, we're on our second one, so we have to do another chain 10 picot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now this is a side piece, so we're going to slip right in those 2. Now, I know that this pattern is probably not going to be for everybody. But if you get it and you do it, it's very pretty. It really is. Okay, so now we're at another corner. So we got to chain 11. Okay, and we're not going right here in these two. We're not going in that one. We're going to skip up one more, and we're going to go into the second chain space we made and make a chain 10 picot right there, and then you got to chain 1. Okay, we're on our last graining cluster, because see, we got 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here. So we're going to go right down in that hole, and we're going to put a double crochet, and then we're going to put another one. Okay, then we got to do a chain 10 picot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, because this is a side piece, we're going to go right here in these two right here and do our picot. Now, I used to hate doing picots. I did. And, well, I grabbed my tail. Okay, let's try that again. Because I grabbed my tail instead of my working yarn. There we go. Okay, now, if you look at this, we have a corner, a side, a corner, a side, a corner, a side. Right here's a side. We're right here in a corner. So, we got to make a corner. And on this pattern, the way to make a corner is chain 11. Alright, and because it's a corner, we're not going to go into the picot, into the stitch. We're not going to go into that one. We're going to come up here to the second chain that we made. I know, it's actually repetitive. It is. And then you got to chain 1. The reason why is because you're going to put 2 double crochets here, and you're going to put 2 double crochets here. Behind this, it's gonna be beautiful, trust me. Okay, then you want to slip stitch right here into the top of the chain 3. All right, and this is what we got so far. So we've got 8 chain 10 picots, and we've got 4 corners. All right, now I'm going to change color. If you want to keep going, by all means, keep going. Okay. Now, the way we're going to change color is, I'm going to pick up another color, and I'm going to do a slip knot. I'm going to put my hook in my slip knot. We almost done with this part. Now, tomorrow, I'll come back, and I'll do more on this pattern. Okay. And this is the way we're going to change color. Right here, where we slip stitched it together, we're going to go in and we're going to do a slip stitch with the new color. But I'm going to take my tails around here behind me. Okay, I'm messing up. There we go. Alright, I wanted my tails to go over my hook so that my yarn would actually catch my tails. There we go. Okay, now, this is a hard slip stitch for me to do. Got it. Alright, now I'm going to tighten it down a little bit. Okay, and right here we chain 3. Alright, now, that chain 3 does count as a double crochet. Alright, anytime you change color and you start right here, you're going to do 2 double crochets, because right there is your next double crochet. You got to come down here and you got to get that one. And then that one, and that is your actual stitch. So, right there, we've got 2 double crochets, right? Okay, now we got to make one of these picots. So, you chain 10. Alright, and then we're going to come down here, and we're going to slip it right in between right there. Alright, now we're going to yarn over. We're going to move this out the way. This chain 10 picot right there, we're going to just hold it over to the side. And I'm dropping my tails. I yarned over. Now, I've got a stitch right there. So, I'm just going to go right into that stitch. And I carried my yarn right over behind that first chain 10 picot I did. Alright, now we're at a corner. So, like I said, the reason why we chain 1 here and chain 1 here is we need to go into this chain 1 and we need to do 2 double crochets. Okay, so now we're at our picot. So, we got to chain 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And just like before, we're not going to slip right here in these or in that first chain. We're going to go over here to this second chain that we made, and we're going to do a slip stitch, which gives us a chain 10 picot. And then it's a corner, so we got to chain 1. Okay, now, we're going to yarn over. We're going to move this first one here out the way. And we're going to go right here into that chain 1 space. And we're going to put 2 double crochets. And that's why we need the chain 1 at the beginning and the end of that chain 10 on the corners, in order to make the corner. Okay? And then we got 2 stitches right there. So, you go into each one and put 1 double crochet in each. And then you got to do another picot. And then when you're done with that picot, you move it down. You move that first one down, and you got 1 stitch right there you got to put in. Then you do a corner. Anyway, you go all the way around, back over here. And after you finish this corner, putting 2 doubles here, a chain 1, a chain 10 picot, a chain 1, and putting 2 doubles right here, you're going to slip stitch into the top of the first, the top of the chain 3 right here. And if you want, at that point, change color. It's, and that's the pattern all the way around. All the way around. What you want to do, though, when you're doing another, on chain, it's not really that important on this one, but on round 3, do not forget that right there is your first stitch. You know, that, what I like to call that secret stitch. Okay, so y'all practice this, and I'll come back tomorrow and show you how to finish it. Okay? And if you do a bunch of squares, I'm doing like several different colors. But if you do several different squares and then you sew them together, oh my goodness, it makes an amazingly gorgeous blanket. It really does. And it is a little bit more of a yarn eater than just a solid granny square because you have your chains. But it's not that much more of a yarn eater. So you probably won't even notice the difference. Because all you're adding to it is chain spaces. That's it. Chain 10 picots. Everything else is just a, sorry, I hit the camera. Like I said, all you're adding to it is chain 10 picots. Everything else is just a solid granny square. So you work it just like a solid granny square. But I will come back tomorrow and I will show y'all how to finish it off to where you don't have these loops on the ends. Okay? Alright, so I will meet you back here in the next one for another grand adventure right here in Val's Yarn Room. And I truly do love each and every single one of y'all to pieces. Do something nice for somebody, even if it's just a smile. Alright, y'all, I guess there ain't nothing else to say today except for get your crochet on. I'm gonna. Bye, y'all.